It's Thursday, the 20th of February, and welcome to Anomalous Daily. Hi, everybody. I'm Digby Fern, and welcome to today's episode. Today, we are covering the new task force for disclosure, the task force for declassification run by Representative Anna Paulina Luna. Now, I've spoken about this before, and I'm worried that this really isn't going to get us anywhere. And it seems like Anna Paulina Luna is already facing a brick wall on this one. She just put a recent post on X yesterday. Let's have a look and see what Anna Paulina Luna has to say.
You've been involved in trying to figure out about unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. This is part of your task force as well. Do you believe the government is hiding information about extraterrestrial life?
I find it very, very odd that instead of just coming out and saying we don't have anything, that we're constantly being stonewalled and stovepiped with certain information. In my opinion, the fact that they're hiding it probably means that there's something there.
Indeed, Anna, they are hiding it. But let's have a look at her post here. So the ongoing refusal by our own government to clarify and investigate only fuels suspicion that there's something they're not telling us. My GOP oversight task force is focused on unveiling the truth. I will be providing an update to you all later this afternoon. Now, it seems to me that they're going to run into some major problems with this GOP oversight committee, because do they actually have the power to do what they are tasked to do? I don't think they actually do, because as far as I understand, they do not themselves have declassification authority. So what's the point in a declassification oversight committee when they don't have the ability to declassify? And also, they don't have the power to subpoena anybody. So are they just going out there politely asking everybody to give them the truth about JFK, RFK, MLK, and UFOs? Seems a bit crazy to me, because they haven't volunteered this information before. So why do we think they're suddenly going to volunteer it now? It's a really great idea to have a task force like this. And I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but if you do not have the authority to deliver what you're tasked to do, then are we just kicking the can down the road? I think so. Anyway, Danny Sheehan appeared the other day on That UFO podcast. Let's have a little listen to what Danny Sheehan has to say.
There's an element deep within the national security state of the United States that is fundamentally and profoundly unconstitutional, and that they are so convinced that the elected representatives can't be trusted, and that even the president of the United States is only a temporary employee of the government at any given time for 4 to 8 years, and that they cannot be trusted, and they will not tell them. That's why it's going to be so important for the task force that Comer has set up now in the House Oversight Committee to have subpoena power, and to subpoena these people to come in and to compel them to answer the questions. They have to conduct themselves, in effect, like a grand jury. And they've got to subpoena the people, demand the documents under subpoena, duce tecum, they call it, to bring them in and engage in a confrontational undertaking against the deep state. Because until this group that is in charge of the UFO and ET secrets are dug out and exposed, President Trump is not going to be able to deal with the deep state. These people are the core of the deep state.
Now, let's just pause that there for a second. So maybe we're putting the horse before the cart here. We're trying to get to the root of disclosure, to uncover disclosure, not just for UFOs and UAP, but for other things that are being hidden from we the people. And I mean that worldwide, not just America. None of this stuff is just an American issue. But when you've got clandestine elements of the government or government agencies that are refusing to share things with the president of the United States because he's only in charge for 4 to 8 years, then you have by definition, unelected people running the country, essentially. If you can't trust the president and the president doesn't have actual authority in these areas, then that's really worrying. So instead of jumping the gun here and going straight for JFK, RFK, MLK, UFOs, USOs, UAP, and everything else, the first thing surely we actually have to do is dig out the root of the problem, the cause of the problem. We have to dig out and find the cancer. And that is the deep state. Isn't that what Donald Trump's trying to do? I don't know. Is this part of Doge? Is Elon Musk going to find the root of the deep state when they start digging into all the financials and realizing where the money's gone? And then how do you get that part of government back in line with the way things are supposed to run? The deep state is the enemy here. The deep state is what we have to root out. Otherwise, we're never going to get to the bottom of any of this.
And they reach into all kinds of other areas. But this is the core of the deep state. This is the most profound, deep secret that is held by the people that are operational in the deep state. And they will not voluntarily tell the president. And they will not voluntarily tell the Congress. They're going to have to be compelled to do that. And that's why I've been asked to draft the complaint under the Federal Criminal Racketeering Act, the federal criminal complaint against these people. And I'm in communication with high-level people inside the Justice Department and inside the FBI who are perfectly prepared to go forward with criminally prosecuting these people. That will put the fear of God in them. That's coming to get them if they're going to continue to. And up to this point in time, they haven't been threatened with that. They know they can get away with anything they want, and that nobody's going to do anything to them. So that we have to do that, and we have to invoke the entire power of the United States government and our criminal prosecutorial authority to dig these people out and to get this information from them and get it into the hands of the responsible people in Congress who have the adequate security clearances and can be adequately trusted to exercise authority on behalf of our people concerning this information. That's the key to this interview.
Well, bringing charges for racketeering, from what I understand and from what I've been told by a legal expert in the States, is that actually bringing racketeering charges is incredibly serious. Takes an awful lot of time, an awful lot of manpower, and probably something that one law firm itself wouldn't be able to handle. There would be too much. This would have to involve multiple law firms all working together and millions of dollars of money that simply, with all due respect to the New Paradigm Institute, they just do not have. So it's not going anywhere. Again, I don't see this happening. I don't see how we can bring these charges against these people. I don't see how the government is going to root out its own clandestine deep state organization, because they're going to be stonewalled and protected every single step of the way. And with an oversight committee that doesn't have subpoena power, that can't grill these people and put them on a stand and basically treat this like a criminal court, we're just going up to people and going, bloody please, can you tell us all the secrets, please? And it's just not going to work. We need to be kicking in doors and demanding answers. We need to start treating the deep state as what it is, which is essentially a terrorist organization from a foreign power. Because that's what they are. Because they're not acting in the interest of the US government or the people of the world. They're acting in their own interests. They should be treated as a terrorist organization. They should be rooted out and they should be destroyed. And then the US government need to take a long, hard look at itself and make sure that people do not have the power to create a deep state situation like this ever again. For now, it feels like Disclosure has to come from the people. It has to come from private organizations. And people are going, oh, we can't have private equity firms and all these people, investors and everything like this coming into disclosure only because they want to benefit off reverse engineered technology. Bullcrap. That is exactly what we need right now. We need we need businessmen, yeah, that want to come in and they want to profit off it. Because the only way they can profit off it is if they sell what they create from reverse engineered technology to the people or to governments around the world. I'm not talking weapons here. I'm talking about things that can benefit humanity. I'm talking 0 point energy and being able to clean up our planet and, travel faster than light, whatever. This doesn't need to be doomsday devices that are created here. But without private investment, we're not going to get anywhere. Now, be a fan of Elon Musk or not, Elon Musk has managed to create a rocket system that is reusable and can land itself on a tower. He's sending rockets up all the time because he answers to himself. He's an inventor. He's a creator. He's a private businessman who has done more in the last few years than I think NASA has done in the last 25 years. We need people like this. Only when there is interest from outside of government and outside of military contractors are we going to start getting the answers by default. That's my opinion. So people like Skywatcher and Jake Barber and this other fund that's being started for reverse engineered technology, this is exactly what we need. Money at the moment makes the world go round. You can't ignore it. It's the necessary evil, perhaps, at the moment. But used in the right way, it will give us disclosure. It will give us disclosure because people like Jake Barber will go out there, find the technology, retrieve the craft, use it to sell off bits of technology to make money for these funds, which then mean that we get disclosure in the process. Or are we going to sit and wait for the GOP Oversight Committee and Anna Paulina Luna to ask politely if somebody could please give us all the information we're after? Because that is not going to happen. This will be buried over and over and over again. There is no subpoena power here. And bringing a charge of racketeering against any government agency is going to cost millions of dollars that nobody has to put up. Certainly not for this anyway. Private investment is the way that we need to go. Now, I'm going to show you a screen grab here from a good friend of the show, which is Sarah Bond. She posted on X the other day saying, is there a war for disclosure between the government and the contractors? And Lou Elizondo replied saying, yes. This just furthers what I'm saying. Government contractors, military contractors are part of the deep state, and they are preventing this information from coming out. And why? Because it lines their pockets, because it gives them a strategical advantage. They are creating weapons based on reverse engineered technology that we haven't even seen yet, that your own government doesn't even know exists. That scares the living bejesus out of me. There are clandestine government groups that do not answer to the White House or anybody else that have ridiculously powerful weapons, probably faster than light technology, and all kinds of things that you can't even imagine. This needs to be rooted out. And in the meantime, disclosure is up to us. It's up to us, the people, and private equity firms and people like the Salk Foundation and Skywatcher. So stop thinking of this like it's a bad idea. Skywatcher is not a bad idea. This is exactly what we need if we can trust them. My instinct says that we can. And I think that it's the best thing for us for now. Food for thought for you all there. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Anomalous Daily.